What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Coming at you live with another teaching video. So in this video, I'm basically going to be giving advice for first-time teachers. If you've never taught before, or maybe if you're teaching and are sort of looking for a direction to go in, this might be the video for you. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 quick pieces of advice for kind of organizing yourself, organizing your semester, and just being a better teacher overall, and kind of ways to help you as you step into teaching. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is just plan your semester out beforehand. Plan out your whole semester beforehand as much as you can. Now, this is obviously going to depend on whether or not your school gives you a book, a curriculum, or just kind of says, do what you like. Now, obviously, if the school tells you do what you like, you've got a lot more freedom, but it's going to be a lot harder because you yourself have to plan the direction that you're going to go in. You yourself have to decide everything. So plan out your semester beforehand, even if it is just bullet points. I do this within the first 2 or 3 weeks of class as I'm getting to know the students, as I'm sort of getting a feel for all the classes. Then I know, oh, this is what my students need, and this is how I can give it to them. And try and figure out how you can weave it into real life contexts, real life situations, things that they're going to use, things that are actually going to help them. Because yeah, it's fun to jump around movies, films, books, music, and blah, 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 culture, yeah, but how does this get into their real lives, as university students or high school students, middle school students? Talk about things that they enjoy talking about. Talk about things that are in their lives. And you got to think about what the students need, right? Fluency, grammar, pronunciation, connected speech, presentation skills, things like that. So figure out within those first couple of classes what the students need, what they're weak at. So throw a whole bunch of activities at them and see where they're at. And from there, you can start to plan out your semester. Do it as soon as possible. Make sure that your semester has an arc to it, that it all connects together, that you can kind of build up. And you can see on the screen things that I have kind of planned out and things that I'm thinking about and how it gets more complex. In that building to complexity and then kind of consolidating it with exam practice and stuff like that really, really helps. The second tip that I have for you is organize, organize, organize. You got to have all their name lists. Make your own roster because maybe the name list doesn't exactly match up to the students that are in the class. So make your own. Do the roll call the first couple of weeks and show them on the screen, hey, here's a list of students. Are you on here or not? And things like create groups within classes. Create groups and maybe even make a seating chart, which is something that I do. I switch up the seating chart a few times a semester so they work with different people. They're in different groups and there's always different dynamics to it. And so by creating groups, you sort of create smaller classes within every class. And you can appoint a group leader, someone with really good English to kind of manage the group, give them a few more responsibilities and things like that. Create WeChat groups, again, like for admin, stuff like that. That'll kind of really help you organize and be able to sort of justify the grades that you give. When you give a grade at the end of the semester, and if a student doesn't like it, you have to be able to tell them why you've given them this grade. So each class, you need to make notes beside different names, which is where a seating chart really comes in. I have a video about that you can check out. And the third thing, which kind of ties into, I guess, the first thing, is you've got to know your expectations and know what kind of freedoms you have. Because, most places the book is optional or the curriculum is optional. Or maybe they'll want you to follow the chapters, follow the sort of topics, but you're sort of free within the topics. You can't, of course, talk about the 3 T's. You can't talk about, sex. You can't talk about like sensitive topics. So kind of steer away from those. Don't talk about politics. It's not a good thing to do, but understanding the freedoms and the expectations, that's so important. If the school is looking to improve 3 or 4 different aspects of learning, you've obviously got to incorporate that into your lesson, and that goes into planning your semester. So maybe this could tie into number 1. Fourth thing is, don't be afraid to say, I don't know. If a student comes up to you with a question and you don't know the answer, don't bullshit them on the answer. Just say, hey, I don't know, but I will get back to you. Leave me your email address, or I'll send you a message on WeChat, or come and talk to me next week. And when you come back with that answer, they'll know that, hey, you took the time to research that answer. You took the time just for them to help them with what they need. And that's something that I make really, really clear to my students in the first few weeks of class. I'm like, look, guys, the university gives me money to help you guys. let me help you. And making that really clear will really help. And the last thing, and I think maybe the most important thing, is find a mentor or find some kind of support group. Get a group of people together who sort of think like you, people who want to get better, people who, for lack of a better phrase, give a shit. Because everyone's got their own ideas, right? Everyone's got different ideas, different directions that they want to go. You can take little bits and pieces from them, or you can look at them as examples of what not to do. You can all work together towards a common goal because you all want to improve your students' English, right? And that's the most important thing. So find someone maybe who has more experience, who's been at this university or at this school for a little while. You can ask them about common problems that these students have and the ways that they approach these problems. So finding a group of people, finding a mentor is crucial, I think. And that's one thing I really appreciate about my job at Sichuan University, is that there's a group of people who love to get together and lesson plan and just talk about stuff. And in between classes, when we have our breaks, we talk about what we're teaching. We talk about what's going wrong and what's going right, and we help each other out. We feed off of each other. And that creates a really great work environment. If you show that you care and other teachers show that you care and you put so much time into these lessons, the students are more likely to respond. And with that, I think I'm going to end the video. So those are my 5 pieces of advice for first-time teachers. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.